Trading or investing? You've probably heard both of these terms, right? Maybe you're already doing one of them and are wondering whether you should try the other, or perhaps you are new to both and are wondering what's the difference. A lot of people hear investing and then they start thinking about buying stocks or crypto or foreign currency and selling shortly for a profit, thinking this is what investors do. Others know what trading is and are wondering what are all these weirdos doing by buying a company and holding it for years. Regardless of where you stand, in this video I will make both investing and trading clear for you. My promise is that by the end of the video you will have crystal clear view on what each of them mean and most importantly, which one is better for you. I will first define what investing and trading are and also what are the key differences. Then we will go through the pros and cons of each one. By the end, I will give you my opinion on what you should do depending on your circumstances and your preferences, and I will include a very important warning which might save you a lot of pain. Hi, my name is Ognian, and on this channel I help people who want more freedom and independence in their lives arm themselves with the knowledge and tools to achieve that. Before I start, I need you to know that I am an investor and I love investing for passive income. I can say I have a pretty good experience in it and I have achieved financial freedom at a basic level for myself. However, I'm not a trader and have not had big success with trading. I have tried trading options for a while. I know the basics and have taken a few courses, so I have a general education on the topic, but I'm far from an experienced trader. So, with that said, let's start with investing. First, you need to know that there isn't an exact dictionary definition and distinction between the terms. With that said, generally what investors do is buy assets like stocks, gold, or real estate and hold for the long term, expecting to either generate cash from the asset or sell at a much higher price later. How long term? As I said, there is no clear definition, but generally we are talking years. If investors are looking to purchase an asset that generates cash flow, like rent from a house or dividends from a company, then that is the purest form of investing, where you buy something that generates value for society and you receive a reward for that. It is a pretty simple concept that everyone can understand. On the other hand, if investors are looking to purchase an asset and then sell it at a later date for a profit, the line with trading becomes a bit blurred, but we will explore that in a bit. In that case, the investor is looking for something that is undervalued according to them, buy it, hold it, and then when they think it is overvalued, sell it and make a profit. If we are talking about a company, they try to calculate the intrinsic value of the stock. When they think their price is above the calculations of that intrinsic value, they buy it and wait for the value to catch up to the price and perhaps even overshoot, at which point they sell. That process might take several years. If it is real estate, then investors might look for an area that is likely to develop well in the coming years, buy a land or a house there, wait for the price to go up, and at a certain point sell it. Same with gold, cryptocurrencies, etc. You get the idea. Now, if the asset they are purchasing doesn't generate any cash, this type of investing becomes a bit more speculative and gets closer to trading. What do I mean? Well, if you buy stock like Amazon and you pay 30 times the yearly earnings, you might think it is below what the value of the company is, and you might wait for the earnings multiplier to grow from 30 to 40, at which point you decide it is overvalued and you sell. In that case, you have clear guidelines. However, if you buy something like gold, it doesn't generate any economic activity and cash flow, and so in that case you're purely looking at the sentiment of the market and the broader economic conditions in order to decide what the fair value is. Alright, this is what in short investing is. Let's talk about trading. As with investing, there is no clear official definition, but we can define trading as purchasing a certain instrument in order to sell it for a profit in the relatively short term without any regard for the underlying fundamentals. So, in our previous example, an investor would buy Amazon after analyzing their financial statement, their market position, etc., and might hold it for years because they believe in the company. The trader, however, will use a combination of different signals and tools to purchase Amazon stock and try to exit for a profit without any regard for the strength of the quality of Amazon. I know it sounds a bit blurry, but it is because I'm trying to simplify it for you, and as I mentioned, there is no clear definition. Usually traders don't hold positions for long. With day trading, they literally may only hold them a couple of hours or even minutes. In swing trading, they will hold at least a few days and sometimes weeks or months. Regardless of the time horizon, Traders don't generally care for the underlying asset or its long-term potential and only look to get in and out relatively quickly for a profit. This type of activity used to be reserved only for professionals, but with the change in technology in recent years, trading has become accessible to the everyday person, even from the comfort of their own home. For good or for bad, we will see by the end of this video. Before I go into the pros and cons of both, I think it will be useful to pay attention to some of the differences between trading and investing. As I already mentioned, a key difference is the time frame. Generally, investors are more long-term minded and are looking to hold a position for years, while traders will hold it only in the span of hours or days. Another difference is the mindset. When you are investing, you care a lot about the fundamental strength of the asset you're purchasing. You want to evaluate the business model if it is a stock, check the earnings of the company, market competition, etc., etc. Whereas if you're trading, you are completely okay with buying even complete junk if it will give you a nice profit within the next few days. One more difference I want to mention is that traders use technical analysis a lot more than investors, although in investing, looking at charts might help you make a decision as well. Technical analysis is the act of looking at the price action and charts of an instrument and make buying and selling decisions based on that information. This could be stocks, but also crypto, foreign currencies, known as Forex, etc. The other type of analysis you might hear about is fundamental analysis, which is used a lot more by investors because it evaluates the company's financial situation by looking at financial statements and also at the broader economic environment. It also pays attention to what's going on in the specific sector and any news related to it. Alright, now let's get to the pros and cons of each. Starting with investing. The obvious positive side of investing is that it has a very high likelihood of success if you don't do stupid things. I mean, it's very hard to lose all your money if you invest in a broad-based, quality-oriented ETF with 300 companies in it. Sure, you might not like your results, but the chances of your investment going to zero are almost none. Whereas with trading, actually, the chances of you losing are pretty high and the statistics show it. But more on that later. Another advantage of investing is that it builds long-term wealth and passive income rather than short-term profits. Don't get me wrong, we all like those juicy short-term profits, but the real treasure lies in creating long-term generational wealth by owning fundamentally strong assets that even your children can inherit and can create freedom for yourself through passive income. This can only be done through investing, which leads me to the next advantage. Unlike trading, with investing, you have a way higher degree of security and peace of mind. It is way less training on you psychologically. You don't need to check your phone every hour, etc., etc. Having done both, the level of psychological and actual security you have with investing compared to trading is way higher. I mean, it doesn't even compare. The main negative of investing compared to trading is that it's slow and boring. I mean, if you have a portfolio growing with 10 or 12% per year consistently, your results are considered pretty good. Or if you have dividends coming in from your investments as passive income, which are 5% per year on your whole capital and are growing with 7 or 8% per year, you are doing a fantastic job. As I already mentioned, the risk of investing compared to trading is infinitely smaller, so it is normal that the results won't be jaw-dropping. There is no free lunch, and the lower your risk is, the lower the reward will be. Now, if we calculate what happens on a longer time horizon, things change dramatically, but that's a topic for another video. Alright, let's get into trading. But before that, if you're getting value out of this video, press the like button and subscribe with the notification bell. That way you won't rely on the algorithm to show my future videos to you, and you'll be able to get them straight to your notifications. Starting with the positives of trading. The first one is that for some people it can be really exciting and rewarding. This is more of an emotional benefit, so I won't dwell more on it, but it is something to have in mind, and I have certainly seen such people. I could never fall in love with it, but I'm not going to judge you if you do. The next advantage is that trading is literally the only business model on the planet in which you can 100% predict what your outcome will be before putting real money. Just sign up for a demo account and start doing trades with your virtual funds. If you control your emotions and act the same when there is real money on the line, you can have 100% preview of what happens in the real world. This doesn't exist anywhere else and is one of trading's biggest advantages. The other and most obvious advantage of trading is that If you are successful with it, which is hard but not impossible, you can grow your money very quickly. It is extremely rare and hard to do, but if you can pull it off, trading is more like a business. You can mark a specific time of the day, log in your trading platform, work for hours and hours, and multiply your capital pretty quick. However, you have to know this means that unlike with investing, where you are putting your money to work for you and can enjoy passive income, trading is anything but passive. It requires a lot of hard work and emotional management to pull off, which is actually one of the first of the cons of trading. Compared to investing, it is not passive at all. The most active type of trading is day trading. I literally know people who spend 10 hours a day looking at charts on their screen. A more relaxed type is swing trading, where you can hold positions for weeks and so afford to only look at them once a day for 10 or 20 minutes. But from my experience, whatever you do, it requires active management at least daily. Another negative is that it is very high risk and it's hard to be successful. According to a study from the University of California, only 13% of day traders were consistently profitable over a 6-month period, and most importantly, only 1% are able to consistently make money over 5 years, according to a different study. This puts your odds of winning literally 99% against you. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but hey, at least you know your odds. Another negative is the emotional roller coaster. One day you win big, you start hoping that you have finally learned how to do that trading stuff. On the next day, your confidence is confirmed and you win again. And then on the day after, you lose everything. This can be really exhausting and taxing on you, so you need to be careful with that. The next con of trading is addiction. Trading can be addictive, kind of like playing a video game or gambling, because of something in our brain called dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical that makes us feel good when we do something exciting or win something. Here is how it happens when people trade. First, anticipation of a reward. When a trader anticipates a potential win or profitable trade, the brain releases dopamine, which creates a feeling of excitement and anticipation. This is similar to a gambler anticipating the outcome of a roll of the dice or a spin of a slot machine. Second, risk and reward. The act of trading often involves risk, and taking risks can lead to an increase in dopamine levels. The greater the risk and the higher the potential reward, the more dopamine is released when the risk pays off. And third, random reinforcement. Trading markets is unpredictable. When a person trades and experiences a win, even if the win is random and infrequent, the brain interprets this as a pattern. Dopamine then reinforces this behavior, which can lead to a behavior pattern similar to gambling addiction. Speaking of that, you might hear a lot of people describe trading as gambling, and to some extent it can be. The vast majority of the people who trade are indeed gambling. However, I don't want you to think that 100% of traders are gamblers. As a person who has joined courses by successful traders, I can see that there are people who obviously make money for 20 years, which statistically cannot be luck. There is obviously a lot of skill involved, but there is also some mysterious part of it, and so the combination of skill and talent can be very rare to find. If you think you can find it, more power to you. I'm not saying it is impossible, just that it's really hard. All right, so let's answer the question. Is investing or trading better for you? Let me start by saying that, in my opinion, whatever your occupation is, you need to invest. Whether you save $50 or $50,000 a month, you need to start owning assets that save you from inflation and gradually build your passive income in order to achieve any level of freedom and autonomy. Now, with that said, if you want to start trading, I won't be the person who stops you. If you're successful, you can use your trading profits to start investing and build your long-term wealth. Just remember to never confuse the two. Trading and investing are separate and should be kept separate. If you want to invest for the long term, you shouldn't react to news or to 5% drops in your companies or funds by immediately selling. The worst results come when people treat their investment portfolio as a trading portfolio. If you don't know what game you're playing, how can you win it? A good example is Warren Buffett's investment in Coca-Cola. He bought shares in the company in the late 80s. He held it until now and is currently making more than half of his initial capital in dividends every year, which means that he receives the initial money he put in basically every 2 years. Now that's what I call holding for a long term. If you decide to use trading to make profits in order to fuel your investments, then you need to be disciplined about it. When I was trading, I created a strategy for myself that would keep me accountable and prevent me from getting greedy. You can borrow it if you want. Basically, I decided that every time I double my money, I will take half of the profit, withdraw it, and invest it. So if I started with 10K and managed to make 20K, I will take 5 out and invest it. Then, if from the remaining 15 I made 30, I take half of the 15K profit, 7,500, and invest it, which leaves me with 22,500, and on and on. It's just something I figured would work for me, so I would be glad if it helps you. However, I have to warn you, if you want to start trading, especially markets like Forex or the stock market, the odds are against you. You're playing against giants like banks and hedge funds with artificial intelligence and endless amount of money. It doesn't mean you cannot do it, but the odds are definitely not in your favor. Trading is a zero-sum game, while investing isn't. The only way you win in trading is if someone is left holding the bag by you selling to them at profit and then the price collapsing, causing them to lose money. That's not the case for investing. There you can simply buy great companies that create value in the world and let them do the work for you while you enjoy the cash flow. Especially if you invest for dividends, which is the passive income you receive from stocks, then you and all other players can win by enjoying the cash flow. There is no zero-sum game and you having to lose in order for someone else to win. All of the market participants can take part in the growth of the company and enjoy the cash flow it provides. If you want to learn more about investing for passive income through dividends and investing in general, then I have a free masterclass where I talk about that. A lot of people have already attended it and the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, so I'm sure it will be extremely valuable for you. It will help you start investing in the best way possible and build wealth for the long term, creating freedom and independence both for yourself and your family. You can check the link to sign up for it in the description of the video. So let me know in the comments. Are you a trader or investor? And if not, would you like to start with either of these activities? And before you go, click on the video that should have appeared on your screen right now to continue with your education. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there.